Hello, this is ETH at Forex Live, looking at Ethereum through Ethereum futures. If you remember my review from yesterday, the crypto was down quite a lot, with certain coins going down as much as 7%. Now we see a bit of a the halt to that, or a bit of a possibly retracement up. I'm looking at the daily of Ethereum futures. The purple line is the VWAP from this major low at about June 2022. And we had a reaction here around March 2023, and then two more in September and October 2023. And I was actually expecting that we will have another one uh, at about September 2024. We didn't. And this is where basically buyers were quite anxious and bought before getting to that VWAP. We did get another touch point on this channel. This is a bull flag, and so the first bullish sign was not even reaching that purple line as mentioned, and then the second bullish indication was when we broke out of that bull flag, and you can see there was about one, two, three, four on the fifth or even sixth touch point. It went up, closed that gap. There's a nice gap here on the futures on August, 2nd of August 2024, which is conveniently by also the 3,000 round number. After that bullish breakout up, we didn't even retest, just went up to for that price magnet, and then even further up with another gap on right after Trump won the elections. The retest barely even didn't really even touch that retest that gap. It came very close to it, so it didn't come to that green line, and then continued to go up. What happens with bull flags, if they apply what they're supposed to apply, then they basically, we did create a new high. Okay, we came a few dollars above this high. Okay, so on 6th of December 2024, we got to 4,142.5, and this is above the 4,138.5 that was achieved on March 2024. Obviously, algos and some professional traders are going to be taking partial profit when they get close to that recent high, and that's what we had. And now I'm looking, this is probably where most of you would want to know. I'm looking at these supports, and I'll tell you why. So the first support was already pretty much achieved. I mean, we did go below this low of 3rd of December 2024. And the support I'm looking at to be maintained, maybe yes, maybe not, but that's what the line of the sand I'm looking at, the close one, is the value area low from December 9th. So basically on this down day on December 9th, 70% of the trading volume occurs on the value area. The value area low is at 3,559, and that should be a line in the sand to a lot of algos and institutions that would be looking at that level. Okay, that's the first support to look at to see if it holds. The next one down is the value area low from November 26th, and that's at 3,223. So if this one doesn't hold, I'll be looking at this area a bit below, a bit above. You can cast a net if you want to play the possible rebound reversal up in that area. Okay, and then if that doesn't hold, there's no sense, in my opinion. For example, this is why these levels are important. There's no reason to go, for example, long on at 3,200. or at 3,470, because these are the levels that institutions are looking at. So if this 3,000 3,323 doesn't hold, I'll be looking at 3,070, which is the value area low of 15th of November. And that would be even a better, I mean, if we get there, that would even be a better bet to for the long. Okay, so those are the junctions, and it's important to keep an eye out on them rather than just random numbers or other highs. For example, this high, because they will work in higher probability. Yeah, so Ethereum is still bullish, and I think that this recent decline is due to, which was, quite an interesting 16%, almost 16% decline. It's because Bitcoin has pierced the 100,000. There's going to be some liquidity there and shaking out of longs. On between Thursday and Friday, we had almost $500 million liquidated by longs, and that was kind of expected, not specifically that number, but it is expected that Bitcoin will dance around the 100,000. This coming in sync to the fact that uh, that Ethereum reached that high after breaking the bull flag to the upside, so reaching the high of the pole. Obviously, there's going to be typically in the situations partial profit takers. So this does not change the longer term for me, the longer term bullishness of Ethereum, which I think will be headed with patience to 5,000. If we sustain and break below that gap in 3,000 and the support that I mentioned, the November 15th value area low, and have 2 consecutive days closing below that, then I would change my premise. So even if we look, for example, some people will be looking at um, this sort of bear flag. This is a regression channel, so it doesn't look that great, but I can draw it in a better way. For example, something like this. Okay, this is roughly. I know it's not super precise, but it's an orientation. Okay, so they can say, okay, there's a channel here, price broke below it. Is that a bear flag? For sure, yeah, and that's why we got to lower prices. But again, I would be looking at these supports for the rebound. Okay, I'm not sure that this one will hold, the first one. I mean, I think there's a good chance that we're gonna see something like this, like a retest. Okay, and then one option is for a double bottom, but we could also, after a slight rebound, we could be testing that. And then this is an interesting buy, in my opinion. Okay. But even then, your stop needs to be tight. Okay. Because you don't want to just, you don't want to be reaching, for example, 3,200 on that unprofitable long and hoping. Okay. Your stop needs to be a lot tighter, perhaps at about 3,246, because it may also want to do this. And then this would be an excellent buy. Okay, from this area, it could be going back to creating another all time high and then finding its way to 5,000 with patience, as mentioned. Do trade Ethereum and all crypto at your own risk. This is, by the way, an orientation more for um, buying holders and looking for where to buy possible dips. And the most important point is that it's more than a forecast of, yes, it's going to go to 3,070. which I don't know. I'm saying that if it gets there, for me, it's an interesting place to put a net of buys and bet on that long because of that institutional level with the volume profile and the levels that I identified in my humble opinion. Thank you.